Shalom, shalom. Peace in the wilderness with Ahaya Ahaya. Peace in the wilderness with Ahaya Ahaya. I did not post this video, but I spoke of it on my page earlier, which is still okay. I'm going to swing it two ways. I'm going to swing it on the old page and hope that it really helped someone. So again today, Deborah, peace in the wilderness with Ahaya Ahaya. Okay, one thing I'm beginning to do is get used to that. I like that. I really do. Um, I got a pretty good message this evening. A pretty good message. Okay. And I dropped something, and let me put it back. He fell off here. Okay. One thing I like about what we're going to talk about tonight is something that I think that is very interesting and important. I don't know who viewed the video on that page, but I'm going to cover some of the things he spoke about, and I am in agreement with what he was saying, even to the point from what level, the beginning to the end. Okay. I really gripped what he was saying. I can embrace it. I can understand it. I can say that that too can be used as spiritual food for individuals. What it can do for you, what that video can do for you when you heard him, it can also help you a great deal in how you deal with coworkers, friends, neighbors, family members. You see, uh, 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 anywhere and everywhere you go, because it gives you a kind of insight of how and who you are actually dealing with. Okay, in a way, in a great way. At least I know how I would know how to use it. And to say this is what he said is what I have said in probably a good 80 videos. Trying my best is best to instill in individuals. I was trying to instill in individuals the way heaven had orchestrated it. I don't even think my mic is on. I'm sorry. Let me make sure here. Okay. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able, I ain't no hoping, I know that I'm going to be able to cover what he spoke about, and I'm going to do it with gladness in my spirit because, like I said, I think I made more than 80 videos regarding this same surrounding topic, and but to hear this man speak it to me, it went higher than the way I even spoke it in time past. He went way higher. And with what he did, I'm going to also clam on it this evening. But it helps you to also understand what I was speaking of when I said the Father says one is no different than the other. Okay, we all are the same, and the bombshell that the war is in the spirit, behind the scene, and a lot of us see things in this day and time, and in time past when we were in the Christian church or the Muslims or Jehovah Witness or 7 days event. I don't know what they call it. I think that's what they call Venice, 7 days or whatever. But we were all one place or another, you know. But to me, I always look at that as a step. The Father said he orders our steps in him. It ain't about just ordering our steps into righteousness. We are there already. It's the steps that he has ordered of a good man. He's ordered it in him, not in us. Meaning it's in us, but he ordered it based on his order, the way he ordered it, not the way we feel we should have stepped in, the orders that we should have stepped in or where we should be today. A lot of times people really place themselves somewhere today and they have not been given the spiritual order to step anywhere. But what you see, the majority people are in positions that they place themselves. They have placed themselves, and how they still remain there. How do they get from one step to the next, to the next, to the next, where they're leading the mass and the multitude, the mega, is because they played the game of flesh. And it worked well for them. It's like acting, being famous. People would take to people that are famous before they take to hearing even one of Sister Deborah's video. Because when you are of the flesh and you really make flesh about what you think, feel, act, what you see, how you believe, then can't nothing defeat you in that line of where you at, flesh. And a lot of people going to remain right there. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. Oh, did you get a chance? Yeah. But isn't that a lot of things that we have talked about in time past? It's just a higher level. To me, it is a higher level. He climbed on top of that, even though it probably didn't take him that much, but he climbed on top of it. And I don't even think he knew it. I think the Spirit had brought him into it the way that he spoke it, because that seemed like something that the Father would step you into. But I got a mighty powerful question, but it's really to the Father, because I think that's one of the most very confusing situation that I would love for the Father to answer. Because even in this situation, I'm glad you did look at it. You did take a look at it, but it had a lot in it, and we're going to kind of dissect some of it. But I enjoyed it. I went back and then I broke things down in it. Then I also brought it to a level where I can speak on it. And I said, okay, that's that. I thought it was very important that we talk about it, because I thought that it had a lot of power punch. It's just, I wasn't as sad as I am now. I'm sad now, but I wasn't sad at first because I was excited about this message. I was already, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted individuals to check it out and just tell me what they think and how they feel about it, or what did they get out of it. Because what makes me sad is we might understand it, but we have to stand in it alone. I guess that's also is attached to me having that powerful question to ask the Most High Yah. I'm going to go and put it out there. And I guess that's also where that sadness coming from within me. I feel sad because I'm like, Father, was it your plan that nobody, now I ain't gonna say nobody because he did let somebody, that men never knew anything? Was that really your plan? You see what I'm saying? I know it sounds harsh, doesn't it? But until I sleep, that's going to be on my bed, because I knew what everything he said. I already knew all that. I tried to bring it forth, but for him to come and he knelt on top of that, I'm like saying, "But okay, but Father, it going right back to the beginning, all the way to the end. The beginning of King James, all the way to the end. The question still remains, Father, is this your intent? Was they never know or know? They never knew or never know, even to the very end, them never knowing. Because if you take that message that he was speaking, it covers everything. It covers everything about who? What Sister Deborah been on this ever platform talking about. Men. This is why we cannot move. A lot of people can't move from A. They can't even get to B, because they so content where they believe within themselves what A says, or where they say they at in A. They don't even care if they know B. So in my mind, I'm saying, and help me out here, because here I could be wrong for even wanting to know, is this the plan? It had to be this plan. This is how it is. But to the point where they didn't know. They never knew. I know earlier today he said, but Deborah, what do you think about the power? They never knew my power. They never knew my right hand. They never knew my stretched out arm. You know, so it's almost lining up with that. But when I think of them not knowing that, I do get sad. I get real sad, because I'm thinking, when you did all this for nothing, you mean all this was created for nothing? That's all I could see, y'all. All I could see is, wait a minute. The beginning to the end, the beginning to the end was nothing. Okay, Solomon, I get you, Solomon. All of it was vanity and vast. I get it. But from the beginning, Solomon, you was meditating on learning what was under the sun. But Solomon, I'm talking about the beginning to the end. You wasn't mastering it to the level of everything y'all created from the beginning and to the end. Not even know their purpose. Remember yesterday I was talking about a dog and how humans have taken an animal out of its habitat or out of its original creation, to where the dogs don't know who they are. They think they human, because humans have placed them not only in the world, but even in their own heart, a way that they should not, to where you end up treating the animal better than a human. And that is not, I just couldn't see y'all approving that. I just can't see it. And I never could, y'all. This didn't start yesterday. This started way back when I was young, having an animal. I always thought we had dominion over them. Today, these animals have dominion over the humans. I mean, go up in some of them and do an interview with, say, 3 families. It'll blow your mind how the dog controls the house or the cat. It is off the chain. And the cost of an animal today is off the chain. But people are content, with nothing wrong with it. So could the Father be telling me now, because I wasn't going to bring that one up, many things that I've spoke about answer my own question. This is it, y'all. This is it. It's not going to get no better. To the point where I don't care where you go. Go to and fro. Go up and down. You're not going to get it no better than this page where Deborah speaks. Because I done about 80, probably more than that, videos on the same topic he's speaking on. So he's speaking in this day and time, but he's speaking on top of what I've been speaking about all this time. And I'm like to the point where, wait a minute, bro, where you coming from? Where you coming from to where you nailing it? Oh, I like it though. I like everything he was saying because all it does is put the icing on the cake. That's exactly what it does. It put the icing straight on the cake. So I don't know if everybody saw the video or watched the video. It was really fast. It was only if it was 30 minutes or 32 minutes, I don't know, somewhere in between there, but it went really quick and it had a lot of really good things in it. And not only that, it pushed me even further because it made me want to talk about it. It made me want to kind of cover some of the things that he was saying. Okay. And I have to go back to what I have always said because I realized, y'all, I explained to y'all, if it would be the Father, because the Father knows I don't have no sense. He knows I don't have no sense. Okay. I would tell you my life so you can see why I can tell somebody something. See, when you hear someone's life, I mean, when I say they live it, that they have lived, and realize this person has strictly been created to live a testimony for many. Mm-hmm. But it's this living that I want to disperse to others so that they can understand. Can't nobody in the world say anything. Let's say if nobody can, Sister Deborah can, because of the living testimony that I have. It's a living testimony that yet the Father told me to hold back because it's not going to. All it's going to do is put my information out there, but not the people won't receive it as it has been given freely. They won't receive it as freely as it has been given. To you, you might say, Deborah, that is nothing. But when I tell you it, then I put it in the front row, the second, and the third. It all makes sense why Sister Deborah said the things that she says and how and what gives her the right to speak these things. See, just because you see pastors and bishops and all these people with these big churches and these big platforms, that don't mean they know something, y'all. That don't mean they know something. Where you know somebody knows something is when they pull up with the testimony. Okay? When I was a young girl, I used to be in the church trying to figure out, because I always thought the pastor was lying. Because they don't know how to get up there and do a testimony because it's not their testimony, it's somebody else's. They were very good at telling other people business across the pulpit, telling other people testimony, making it their testimony. How do they do that, Deborah? It's when they telling you the testimony and it ain't theirs to tell. How about that? How about that? If it ain't yours to tell and it ain't your testimony, you ain't got no business on no pulpit teaching it or speaking it to the congregation. But that's another way many of them gotten so far. They got Joel Osteen, I think that's how you pronounce it. He have no biblical, he have no insight, he has no spirit and truth, he don't have no Holy Spirit. He stands up within the times he's there, and since he's been there, giving testimony of his daddy, his mother, his sister, himself. That's all he's been doing. And look at his church. Look at the members flock to it. But Sister Deborah come to say to you, through my testimony, can I sit right here and speak unto you? Not through somebody else's testimony, but through my own testimony can I say what I say. And say it boldly and proud and firm. That's what make me say it. And one might say, well, they probably don't even understand where this chick coming from. Hey, hold on. Where you coming from with this? Hey, my testimonies. You can't see it. It's all around me. It goes all the way around. All the way around. I got a lot of them. But this one here, the Father said, hold up. Because I wanted so bad to use my testimony testimony as an example of how I understand men and women, how I understand what a man was called to be and what a woman was called to be, and the power of what took place in the Garden of Eden. See, let me set an example. Like I said, I don't know how many saw the video, but you notice in the video, the man spoke of Adam. He didn't speak very much about Adam, but he let you know that the way Yah, okay, sees things as the sin came in through a man, and the Redeemer also brought in as the Redeemer was a man. So he said the sin came in as a man and the Redeemer came in as a man. And he didn't say it exactly like that, but if you heard it, you'll see that I'm saying it not exactly like he said it, but we're saying it the same thing. So right then it leads me to understand what he was saying about Adam being the one who ushered in sin, and how he said that the Redeemer was to a man who redeemed us. It was a man, and the one that ushered in sin was a man. What did that tell me? What I always knew. Something went on in the garden that they never told y'all. Y'all never knew. Some of the biggest lies on top of lies. And I like what this man was saying, because twice he pulled up with the word mystery. See, he's a prophet, but he pulled up with the word mystery. And I'm like, hey, you in there? Because that's what, and it's like I'm saying to the Father, hold up, Father, Yah. Hold up, Father, Yah. Hold up. We in the midnight hour. What this man was saying was so potent, being so, I've been saying the same thing probably in 80 or more videos. And we kind of late, ain't we? What are you pulling up with this? Hold on, Father, Yah. And that's what had me going, you guys. I'm trying to make sense with it and understanding. We're in the midnight hour. If they didn't know it then, they ain't gonna know it now. So what was your purpose? What was your intent? Is for them to never know? Because to tell y'all the truth, if anybody got Genesis chapter 1 and 2 and 3 wrong, you got the whole book that you study and you learn from. You got it wrong. That's how they didn't know who the right hand was. That's how they didn't know who the stretched out arm was. And then he come pulling up in John, the Gospel of John, chapter 1, 2, and it said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was, and the Word is, and the Word was with them, and it was with him in the beginning. I said, hold up, ain't you a little bit late? They don't know it was with you in the beginning. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like, hey, I'm going to go cool. I'm cuckoo clocking now. Because I'm trying to figure out, wait a minute, hold up. If it was in the beginning, why is John speaking it now? Because they didn't get it, y'all. That's why I was in there at John. Because as a young person, when I come up on something that says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yah, the Word is Yah, and it was with Yah in the beginning. I'm like, hold up, you sound kind of fierce. What's going on? If you are the Word and the Word is you, why didn't nobody else know that? They calling a book the Word, even to today. Hold up. If the Word was before the book, then how is the book the Word? Deborah, calm down. It gets confusing, y'all. Because it's confusing not to me. It's confusing the way it's all over the place. And I know it's confusing to many because we in the midnight hour, not the hour, in that day, and they still don't know. So I'm like, so that could be, Why wouldn't y'all want people to know his power? Why wouldn't he want them to know his right hand, his stretched out arm? Why wouldn't he want them to know that he is the word? Furthermore, why don't they know what man was created for? So if men don't know, how can you expect women to know anything? If men don't get it, women can't get it. If men didn't have it, women can't have it. So as this man speak in here, he said something that was really very powerful. I can't get with you on that right now because it would throw you over in Russia somewhere. So I'm going to hold back on that. But I like what he said. Children of the destiny. He put that in there. He even titled it. Wait a minute, hold on, bro. Where you going with this? Deborah, just like you've been saying. You are your father's child and not your mother. You ain't never been your mother's child. Not the way heaven's ordered it. I told y'all the whole earth is off course. It's out of order. So I'm like saying, wait a minute now. I like that. I like that title. Guess what got me? I don't listen to this man. I saw that title. I said, wait a minute. He's going to say something. And I got on it. And I am so glad I did. Because guess what, Sister Deborah? Sister Deborah 64, she got an opportunity to hear truth in that topic that I have spoke more than 80 times on YouTube regarding. I got somebody else that came on top of it and nailed it and brought it all to the forefront. And I can guarantee you, even that individual who spoke it don't know the deepness of what he spoke. That's how powerful it is. So he talked about the children being of the destiny. He wanted you to know, when it all said and done, Father and the children. You see? Because the Father didn't know it was said, I would turn the children back to the Father and the Father back to the children. Hey, hold up. Where's the mother? Where's the woman? Deborah, listen to what I said. I will turn the Father back to the children and the children back to the Father. What is he saying? Anybody in the live chat? What is he saying? What are you saying? I still want to know where woman. Where is the mother? Anybody know? Anybody know? Want me to tell you where the mother's at? Because I had an issue. I said, wait a minute. I read this and it says, I'm going to turn the Father back to the children and the children back to the Father. I'm like, wait a minute. Why do we keep leaving mother out? Somebody need to get with me on that. Wait a minute. Hold up. All this work I felt I done. You going to leave me out? Wait a minute. Don't leave me out. That's the way I was feeling. You're going to turn the children back to the Father and the Father back to the children. Hold up. Y'all know what he's talking about? Anybody? You know what he's talking about? He said, Deborah, check me. Let me tell you, get this right. The children is the woman. The woman came out of the man, so she is his child. You didn't know that, did you? That's why he says the children back to the Father and the Father back to the children, because this whole topic this man was teaching was still letting you know that same thing. See, I pulled up a total different verse, different scripture, showing you the same thing he was saying. It is said, I would turn the fathers back to the children and the children back to the father. When my issue was, and how I got to know truth, I said, hold up, Father, y'all, hold up. Where you going with that? Where's the mother? Deborah, the mother is in the children that's turned back to the father. Ooh, that is so true. Never thought of it like that. But that's what the Holy Spirit had to teach me. So while you looking for the woman, every time you turn around, you're looking for a woman. Where's woman? Where's woman? Because I'm saying so much about a man. But see, they missed it. And it's finished. It was always about him because what I invested in him from the kingdom. That's why she couldn't come and be created to side by side with him in the way I brought him forth, because I was putting in everything in him. You see? So I really enjoyed this message, because I'm going to ask you all also what part, or if you saw the video, I was hoping that you would write down some things that he said. And I like the idea of the children of the destiny. The destiny is the children of the anointed. The reason why he brought that up about twice, the children of the destiny, and his title was connected to the children of the destiny, is because the children of the destiny also come out of the womb of the man. I told y'all over and over and over, the seeds are coming out of him. And guess what? He gets to leave them and go his way. Ooh-wee, Father, you know I'm getting hot now, Father. Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. You know I'm about to get hot. You see? Wait a minute. You mean when you created him on the ground, that was your purpose for him? Yes, Deborah, because he was already in heaven. The seeds are in him. That's what them sperms are. When the science or the lab look at his sperm, millions. They were already in the man. And like he broke it down, the children of the destiny, meaning the anointed ones, they came out of that same womb of that man. And he gave Abraham as an example. He gave Abraham, who else? David as the same example. He gave Abraham the same example, showing you when he told Abraham's father, told Abraham to come out of the country that he was in. And then he told him to come out of his house? Father's house. Another time. Hold up, Father, y'all. Why do it have to be the father house and not the mother's? I got an issue with that. See, the only way I got taught is because he said he liked the idea that I ask questions and I don't let up. Abraham, come out from amongst your kin, your father's house. But first he said your country. So it was his father's house and the country, and from among his kin. Why? Why? You will never come to Yah. When you are a child of the destiny among your family, your daddy, your mama, and whoever. So he's telling him, come from out of your kin, away from your kin, because I got something for you. But so he was explaining to you, even though Abraham came out of the country, out from his father's house, he says Abraham's father practiced a lot of idol worshiping. So when Abraham came out, then Yah done something with him, that which he had planned for him. But if Abraham did not come out, he wouldn't have been able to do the things Yah had planned for him. So if you in a situation where you think you got to stay where you at because this you don't have no other choice, because it's like this, it's like this, it's like that, stay your tail there if you want to. When Yah call you out, you get your tail and get out. So Abraham comes out. Now, this is the beauty of it. And I tried to teach it as best as I could, Father Yah, but he nailed it. When Abraham came out from amongst his kin, from his country, from his father's house, and went afar off, guess what? Does that change who Abraham is in his father? No. No. But because the Spirit got a hold of him, that did. So Yah couldn't do nothing with Abraham long as he was in his own town, amongst his own kin, and amongst his father's house. It took him to come out from amongst them so that the Spirit can show up and show out to him what he had invested in him. This is how he didn't say it. I'm breaking it down even lower. He took it higher. I'm going to break it down lower. Okay. So that's when he said destiny, the child of the destiny, that's those that are anointed of Yah. Does that change that we are the blood of our Father? No. What about the sin? No. It ain't going nowhere. It's going to ride you out. It's going to ride you in the grave. But the only thing that can get victory of that blood is to break the generation curse. And let me tell you something out there. The Ruach HaKodesh can do that within a flash. Praise the mighty Yah. He step in there, everything got to get out. You see? So, but it took Abraham. You notice how he split Abraham and Lot up? Yeah. He got that. He split them up. But because of who Abraham was with who? Yah. That's the only reason why Lot was in the midst. Only reason. And he spoke of that too. When the one that is the child of destiny is blessed through the blood, Yah will bless others. Now, this is what he talked about. Conquering your father's blood. He talked about that. That's what the world. Now, this is what I think is kind of sad. The world would have a name and a whole ideal or something. But when you start to speak it in spirit and truth, people get lost in it. And I'll be like, the world calls it breaking the generational curse. You see? And here he says, conquering your father's bloodline. Conquering meaning you're going to get victory. Because you're going to defeat the bloodline that runs in you. That's the same thing the world calls generational curses. Breaking. Say what now? Breaking. Breaking what? Breaking the generational curse. Same thing. But do they take it like that? No. It's amazing how the mindsets of people digest and think. Because I think their thinking get caught up in their feelings and their emotions to where they can't really think like they really want to think, and they feel really, because they let everything get wrapped up in their emotions and their feelings. But he talked about conquering your father's bloodline, getting defeated. He talked about the father's bloodline speaking unto them. Yes, it does. He talked about the bloodline is older than you. 100. See, we running around here on the shoulders of these women, on the back of these women, and how they're raising these children, how they're treating these children, and what they're doing. But you know what? The world would never let a man look at himself in the mirror and see Yah tell him it ain't the woman, it's you. When I try to explain to y'all, when he said train it up in the way, train up a child in the way, he was talking to the men. Why? Because they in him, y'all. He was telling him those things that's in you, when you're having those, train them up in the way they should go. So man has to find out which way is that. My parents didn't teach me this. They didn't train me up here. They didn't train me up here. When find me, I'm the way. And I show you the righteous to train your children up in. But did they do that? No. I got to find another woman to drop some load of children. I got to find another one. Papa was a rolling stone over here. Back in the days. That's why I said, don't let nobody tell you yesterday was so wonderful. Yesterday he hid all the darkness, and now you're seeing it today. That which was in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. And that's what you see. And it is shocking you, and it's making you bend, because you didn't understand that it always been way back in the garden with man then, not woman. Okay, so when he said the bloodline is old, check, because Yah is still calling Israel and Judah forefathers. Wait a minute, that's 1,000 years. No, you still your forefathers' children. They were still in rebellion and disobedience, look like you the same thing. Matter of fact, you worse. And we're really thinking we defeating something. We're really thinking we A1. We got it we nailing this thing. We got this thing together today. No, you don't. All you did was drag yesterday into today and then drop it off at the door. And we want to make today something that it is not. It's dragging in the darkness that was hidden. It's coming to light. Okay. So he said, oh, I like that part. I'm going to say that for last. And he said, one man brought in sin, and one man entered in and redeemed us. One man entered in sin. One man entered in, redeeming us from sin. You notice he's letting you know. Adam, the man of sin. Yeshua, the man that redeemed us. We're still dealing with man. Even how he broke it down leads me back to where I always knew something went on in the garden. The biggest lie was in Genesis 3. I believe. The biggest lie was in Genesis 3. That's why we're living a lie today. Because we've been living it that far back. You see, when you go into your instruction books, it tells you the sin of the man. I know. It also tells you it was the woman. But as you do your in-depth through the what? Holy Spirit, will he show you it didn't have nothing to do with no woman. Why? She can't carry the seed. The man carried the seed. So what was sin coming for? One man? Sin knew only one was carrying the seeds. Sin knew that. So why is sin going after somebody who don't hold the seeds? Ooh, Father, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to be in trouble tonight, ain't I, Father? Y'all, I'm going to get in trouble. You better stop that, devil. You're going to get in trouble. You ain't going to be able to sleep tonight. You better stop. Satan went after the woman. She didn't have nothing. It was the man. He had the living in him. Y'all nailed that thing. From the beginning of Genesis all the way to Revelation, he kept us being reminded of the fathers and of the men. Every sin that become upon them, everything that they done, everything they said that was wicked and evil, the Most High Yah wanted us to know. Look at man. And they wanted us to think that it was woman. Because the Roman Catholic had went in and smeared it to keep you from ever knowing about the power, the right hand, the stretched out arm, the word, and what took place in Genesis 3. Because in Genesis 1, he says, them, we are to do them, these things together. But when he got to creating and made animals, he took them to Adam. But wait a minute, where was Eve? I thought you said them was going to be over all of this. But don't look like nobody over it but Adam. Because Eve ain't even created. What's going on? What's going on? And today, I feel sorry in me, sorrow. Because I look at it and see the more deepness of how the beginning and end is right, it's finished. And no one got it. It definitely is the will of the Father, but I do not understand it. So hopefully, real soon, but not my time, but his time, he would explain it to me. Because from what I'm looking at, from this standpoint, wait a minute. You created it for them not to know, Father? Because they show a long ways from home. Okay, so he went on to talk about one man's sin entered. One man sin redeemed us, entered in and redeemed us, one-on-one. One brought in sin, and one redeemed us from sin. But it was only one man and one man. Wait a minute, hold up. What was woman? She the one did it. She the one paid attention to what the serpent was saying. Oh, no, Deborah. See, heavens knows the beginning to the end. He knows already who smeared something up, who jacked this up, who switched this, who said this. But I noticed another thing. He never moved a word. He let your book teach you what you wanted to be taught because you needed a book for your flesh. You needed something to teach you in your flesh, to keep you believing it the way you want to see it and believe it in your flesh. So that was something very powerful. As you hear them preach that and teach that thing, they break that thing up and try to level it down. You always hear them talking about one man sinned. Wait a minute. You mean like one? Who was that? Was it Adam or Eve? Come on with it. One man, Deborah. We talking about Adam. Wait a minute. Hold up, Father. Yeah, hold up. So if it was one man that sinned, how did the sin be the fault of the woman? He didn't redeem us through Mary. He redeemed us through another man, the Son, Yeshua, the Son of Man. Not the Son of Yah, but the Son of Man. Why? He come, a man, Yeshua, to redeem us back. Because the other man got us locked in sin. Well, wait a minute, hold up. But wait a minute, hold up. I got a question, Father. Yah, why did they say woman did it? If it was man. Why ain't nobody justified, clarified, and identified? Make that make sense. Oh, they can't. Because the lie been going on too long. They can't make it make sense, you guys. They can't make none of it Makes sense. It's been going on too long. But wait a minute, I got an issue. Let me stop telling y'all that. Because I know the only one can help me at that issue is the Most High Yah. Because that stuff, that bothers me dearly. Y'all might be looking at me, that bothers me. Because what I come to feel a great sorrow, and that's in my inner man, is to know that I had it wrong all the time. So all these years, more than 80 videos I've done about this. A lot of people thought I was chewing out man. I was hating on man. I was talking about men all the time. I was going against it. No, baby. No, baby. No. The Ruach is my teacher, not the flesh. He teach me from the inside out. He teach me in the wilderness. That means where I'm at. If you don't think where you at is the wilderness, I don't know where you at. Okay? But where I'm at is in the wilderness. And he teach me from that level. So I didn't get mine from the flesh. I got mine from the spirit. And that's why I speak the way that I speak. Okay? So when I hear him teaching, he says, Yah blesses one through the blood. If he bless one through the blood, sometimes he bless the whole family. For sure. For sure. Yah is known to bless. Abraham was blessed. Look at Isaac, Jacob. You see? On down. But you got to understand, bless the blessed seed of that father, Abraham. See, a lot of everybody thinking, don't forget, Ishmael, Abraham's other son. He got blessed, but a different way. Not a bless for the spiritual blessing, but a bless for another blessing. So when we see that he says, many nations shall be blessed through Abraham. That don't mean the spiritual blessing, people. Ishmael over there playing a big role in the Atlantic slave trade. We so ignorant, Israel and Judah, we can't even pinpoint it. But yet, that's Ishmael. They played a big role in the Atlantic slave trade. Ain't no need clamming on top of that. The mighty right hand had the plan. So the same thing with he blesses those. And I like that because he lets you see that if the child of the destiny is the one y'all blessed through the bloodline, he will bless his through the bloodline. That's beautiful, but it makes all sense. All you had to do is go back. You can see the child that was blessed through the bloodline. Which son? You can see it. I liked it when he talked about Cain and Abel. How the father approached Cain and he said, I hear your brother's voice. His blood cries from the ground. This man was breaking down how powerful the blood is. That it has a voice. Because what's in the blood? Life. You see? Life is in the blood. That's why Abel's voice was crying. His blood was crying from the ground. You see? Cain had killed him. Yah still have not allowed us to escape the blood of our fathers. Cain was the blood of the spirit. Abel was the blood of his father. You see? Cain was the child of the destiny. Not Cain. Abel was the child of the destiny, which the anointed one. Abel was the child of Cain was the child of Adam. You see? That's just it. That's it. You see how he came down that bloodline? I can speak that for, like I say, my own lifestyle. When he told Abraham to come out of his country from among his father's house and his kin people, is because he needed him away from that. What does he wanted him away from? The blood. Okay. So what did he do? He had poured Abraham away from his family. He got him away. Abraham left, but it was Yah's doing, getting Abraham away. Because he had to what? Activate the spiritual bloodline in Abraham. Why? Because Abraham's father, Jesse, was an idol worshiper. Back in the town where Abraham come from, they worship idols and all kind of old sick mess. So that's why he had to told Abraham he had to leave that. Did Abraham ever return? Did it mention anything about Abraham return? It doesn't mention it. It doesn't mention the disciples return back to their families, their wife, their children. It doesn't mention Moses going back to his wife and his children. It doesn't mention it, because when you are a child of the destiny, when he turns on your purpose, you're anointed. Flick on. Everything else got to crumble. Because you are the child of the Spirit. The seed of the Spirit. Okay? So y'all take us out in. Okay, that's the curse. Anybody have any questions or have anything to say about what if you took how many? Give me the thumbs up regarding who viewed the video from beginning to the end. Oh, I got another one to talk about. I got the circle around it. Did anybody view the video? I know that Ann from the beginning, she said she saw it. Also, the video that I made earlier, I put up the name of this video. I wanted us to, just look at it and tell me what you think this evening. Okay, so you didn't get the video. Okay, okay. So that's where it's at. We got one. Let me say about this another thing he talked about. No, I got two things he talked about. He wanted, in this video, he covered the fact that the Most High Yah didn't want man's blood. I think I probably got 40 videos telling y'all that he didn't want man's blood nowhere near the Son of Man. Ooh-wee! Ooh-wee! He was the Son of Man. Wait a minute. Something going on? Yes, it is. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's so deep to where you know that it's somewhere along the line he intend for the men to be as lost as they are today. He set that up from the floor. It's no worry. The world has been created 7,000-8,000 years, and the men today don't know no more than they knew 7,000 and 8,000 years ago. But got the audacity to be having all these different gods that they idolize. Now, This is what. Just listen to this. I know y'all ain't gonna understand this, but I'm gonna go there anyway, because I know you ain't gonna understand it, but I'm gonna put that out into the atmosphere. The Father was bringing in the Son of Man. He was bringing in the Son of Man with the Ruach, which is the Son of Yah, in him. But what he did not want was a flesh of a man's blood to be found in the Son of Man. Wait a minute, Father. When the child was in Mary's womb, the child shed the blood of Mary. But Deborah, he said, it wasn't the woman, though. It was the man blood that I didn't want to taint the Son of Man. That's it. That's it. Close. It's over. It's over. You can never understand why must you take Mary's womb and put a child. Hey, Joseph, stand down. Everybody had to stand down. I don't want the blood of a man. I want the Son of Man to sit up in her womb. I don't have no problem, Deborah, with that baby sharing or transferring blood from the woman to that infant. Sharing blood. I ain't had no problem, Deborah, with woman. I just didn't want the blood of a man to touch the Son of Man. Because if you really want to get serious about it, all you have to do is think. Just think, just think, just think. Joseph couldn't touch Mary. Oh, I forgot. Right now they saying that Mary wasn't a virgin. And all this other stuff. That's these Hebrew Israelites. They don't know if they going to come, and all they know if they cuckoo clock, and they don't know that either. They gone. But it makes sense. You can't even make it make sense. It's so righteous in what it's saying. Because the blood of a man travel on through his children. He said, Deborah, tell them, I said I was going to visit their iniquity of the fathers in the children, Deborah. That lets you know it go all the way to the bloodline. But when it came down to Yeshua, stand down, Joseph. I don't need your blood to tame the Son of Man. Stand down. See, ain't nobody going to teach and preach that thing right, y'all, on this earth. They ain't going to tell the truth of the whole matter, because the truth of the whole matter, for this sister didn't have too many babies, let me tell you one thing. If a baby got to go in your womb for 9 months, some of your blood going to transfer into that baby. Y'all said, wait a minute, you stand down. I ain't worried about her blood. I'm worried about his. Joseph, stand down. Don't touch her. I don't care about her blood getting into Yeshua's body. I don't want yours. Don't put your sperms near her. Plus, I'm pulling up with the Holy Spirit in them too. You better stand your tail down. Oh, no, they ain't going to preach that thing right. They ain't going to tell y'all the truth of the whole matter. It makes all sense. Why Mary had to do these things alone. And I'm going to show you how wrong everybody. Look at me cockeyed if you want. But let me tell you how wrong everybody is. Nobody never gave it a thought. On Mary's left, nor Mary's right, never was Joseph. You don't hear nothing about Joseph. Nowhere to be seen. You don't hear nothing about him. Once the Messiah came on the scene and was born, that was it. You heard Joseph traveling with Mary, but you didn't hear nothing about even the crucifixion. You would think that Joseph been right there with Mary. How would I say, comforting her. But what Yeshua said, mother, he told his disciples to look at his mother. And his mother was looking at him, but he was referring him to who? Why Mary is going to the disciples and not Joseph? Why the disciples? See, why not the disciples? Why the disciples, Father? Why did Yeshua from the cross told his disciples, look at mother, and mother look at, the disciples in a sense? Why? What was Joseph? Just like today, fathers nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. You see what I'm saying? It's a known fact. And then they don't want you. This is the reason why one woman is supposed to keep her mouth closed. Because they're afraid she might pull up the verse that says the woman's going to take a step and be ruler over the household. It was identifying the fact that the men wasn't going to be there. She going to be left with the what? With the what? Oppressing children. See, it's all sitting there looking us straight in our eyes, and we looking at it cockeyed. Rereading the word like this. Like we can't see. You know why? Because we confused here. And in our hearts, we so confused. And we content. We content with being that chaotic out there. And it is. It's a sad thing. I ain't going to say it's a sad thing. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it's a sad thing. But I upload that video earlier, and I was just wanting us to talk about it tonight. But as I see, don't seem like anyone got around to it, which is still all well. Because whatever y'all say that's meant, it's meant. Everything is not meant for everybody. Everybody is not the same when it come down to what he was even talking about, the destiny children. Y'all have something invested in those children. Both of them, the one that's not and the one that's predestined to be the seed, they're not going to line up the same. They're not going to go after seeking the same information. They're not going to be having the same drilling. They're not going to have that same wanna. They want that, or that same I want to know. Oh, I want all y'all has to give me. You know who's who by the fruit of how they conduct themselves. You see what I'm saying? So as I thank the Father for allowing me to see this video. I wouldn't go back and look at this here or subscribe to this guy. One thing about the guy, I look at it and it's also fulfilling something that y'all keep telling me, and I'm confused. I am confused in this area because this guy is an African guy. You can tell he's from another continent somewhere, but I believe he's from he's not a Hebrew Israelite, but I don't think he is, but he's from no, I don't think he is. But I told you all in the last 6 months, it is amazing how Yah is giving truth to Europeans and other nationalities, even Chinese, Europeans, Chinese, and other people from other continents, like this here African man. And it's a good thing for me because I look at it and I think about how he said, I son you to be in the midst of Judah. And when I go to him, I'm telling you, Judah don't know they left from their right. So it's like, I know they wouldn't, but I still son you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like almost like this is the reason why I had to, but I wanted to go to others, and if you hear it from others and then you know it, then you know what is what. And when this man came up and I said, I'm going to listen to this here. And I listened to it and I really liked it because it reminded me of all those videos that I uploaded about a man not knowing his position, a man not doing what he's supposed to, a man not being what he should have been or he should be, and a man this and a man that, a man that. Still doesn't make any difference. The Father said, it's over. We right in the end now. And they never knew. So in my mind is, I got to go back to the drawing board. I got to go back to the altar of the Most High Yah and with a silence seek to desire, if it be his will, Father, if it be your will. I love to understand what's this. I know it had to been the way it had to been the way, because that's the way it is. It had to been this plan. But I go back to where he says, your thoughts are not my thoughts. Your ways are not my ways. But I have to have some of your thoughts, Father. I have to have some of your ways. You said, greater is you that is in me, that's in the word. And you say, I abide in you and you abide in me and we become one. Don't I need to know something? You see? So even in that, I know that he don't mean that he don't want us to know. That's not what he said. I cannot, because I look at myself now as a old hen, and I sit back and I think, I said, Father, they don't know nothing about that. And I wonder, is it they don't know because it was meant for them not to know, and it's not for them? And even me being on this platform, when I'm on here, I even can feel, like as if, like I told you before, like I'm talking to a brick wall, because the thought pattern and the interaction and the things should be so potent and dedicated, because now the light, the spirit and truth is spoken, and it just seemed like people should be thirsty, hungry, energized, and you find nothing. But like I say, it seems like a brick wall. You see, if any of you all have time, if you don't, that's all well, because I think it wasn't for so much as for you, no way. It was for me, because I enjoyed everything that the man spoke about. Not only did I enjoy it, it made me, I think I made the video, and I made it twice in the car. I said, this is what's make me want to live. When I hear somebody talk like he did, it makes me want to live. Why? Because it's allowing you to see light like you see light. You get so tired of seeing darkness all over the world, in the midst of everywhere. It is such great energy to see light. Because when this man speaks, to me, that's like seeing the light. And they get very confusing, because in me, I'm trying to figure out, well, if he got it, what happened to Israel and Judah? If the Europeans get it, what happened to Israel and Judah? If the Gentiles get it, what happened to Israel and Judah? What happened to a people who are very good and great in role playing? And that's what you know that a lot of it is, because he say, just that spirit. They have no idea that you're trying their spirit. They have no idea that you're trying the spirit, because in them, they think it's who they are on the outside, identify who they are on the inside. And it doesn't. The battle is in the inner man, not the outer. That's why the Father said, try that spirit, Deborah, by the spirit. And when he said that, he's not saying you have to be on live. He's not saying you have to be in person. He's not saying you have to be face to face. He's saying, try the spirit. Can you see the spirit? No. But you're trying that which you know that you can feel. Try that spirit by the spirit. And it'll help you out a great deal. And everything he always talked about, even hearing, he said, he that has an ear. And he says an ear, when he said ears, that means the natural ears. But when he said ear, that means a spiritual ear. So it's everything that one that is anointed has to do is use their spiritual strength and their spiritual being to be able to really measure out things in the world today. You have to. You can't judge a person by the outer appearance. You got to know the inner. He said, judge the spirit. Why? Because the spirit is the real person. That outer is the pretender. So do you have to have the spirit in front of you? No. Do you have to have the outer person in front of you? No. It's the power of who Yah is. He's high and low. He can see everywhere and everywhere everyone goes. So the power of what he gives, not what he gives, what he is in you, can reach anywhere and everywhere. It don't have to have them in your face. No. That's why he said, try the spirit and the fruit of the spirit and the works of the spirit. That's how you know them. But when you see no fruits of the spirit, you discerning no fruits of the spirit, you discerning no works of the spirit, and you're discerning the spirit itself, you got it made. You can't lose in what you're dealing with or who you are even speaking with. You can't lose. And it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. It's a good tool. It's like he said, I didn't send you and call you and didn't give you the tools to use on your journey. Because he gave us spiritual tools. Oh, yes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's given spiritual gifts so we can use them on the journey in which we are on. Okay. So I really got a kick out of that message. And no, I didn't. Watch this here. I got one more. This is the last one. First, he said Yeshua didn't have the blood of Joseph, nor the blood of a man. That shows you that it ain't never had nothing to do with a woman. It ain't got nothing to do with a woman. Wow. If you digest what I just said, that's a powerful something I just said. I don't catch that in spirit and truth. See if you can figure that one out. If Yeshua came, it's many ways he could have brought Yeshua. But he came through a woman's womb. In the whole idea not to use a man, because the blood of the man is loaded with sin. So I'm going to get this woman. I don't have no problem. That's why he kept telling us over and over in Torah, over and over in the New Testament, even in Revelation. I'm going to visit the children of the fathers. Iniquity. 3 to 4 generations. Not the mother, but the father. Then he poured up and say, because of your forefathers, we are in captivity. It's amazing how the women they don't have the sense no more than the men do. They're more gone than anything. Because all the time the men been talking, seemed like the women should have been walking here. But they didn't. They still couldn't grip none of it. Even to today. So when Yeshua came in the scene, y'all didn't have no problem him connecting with Mary's blood. He just didn't want no man's blood. Because he knows who hold the iniquity. Deborah, you're going to get yourself in so much trouble if you don't shut your ugly mouth. Oh, yeah. See, you didn't know that, did ya? You didn't know that, did ya? Men running around here doing all this and here, that, and I could never figure out why ain't the men telling the men, ho! They ain't telling him nothing. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah, I don't care. Kill him. Do it. Something wrong. And that don't go just with Judah and Israel. That goes across the board. Over in Iran, how they do their women. All over. A lot of us as women ain't really did our study on how not just us as Black women, but other nationalities, how they have suffered as women. It's just some things I just even asked today and yesterday and the day before. Father, what's the mindset of a person? Why are you messing with her private area, clipping her off down yonder? What's your problem? Who told you to mess with her down there? A lot of them do it over in other countries. And you know what? You got 3 of them. And when I heard them say it, you got one. One lady, her baby was 3 years old, and she has a white husband. She's some sort of African, and I mean, she looked like a truck hit her more than 15 million times. That's just how bad this woman looked. And I ain't gonna sit here and lie. She had the audacity on nationwide TV perm her 3-year-old head. She's not from this country, but I'm just showing you how something wrong with her. I know for a fact over in Africa, majority of them places, it's strictly darkness. Strictly darkness. And some people so ignorant. Revelation telling, I'm coming for you, Ethiopia. You would play the part in something that Yah was disapproved of. He's coming for you too. Like he coming for Magog. And nobody don't talk about it. Oh, but the Ethiopia Bible is this and this. And see how stupid they are? Check. Go back to Revelation where he's telling you he's going to deal with Ethiopia. No. Can't get them to see it. And the thing about it, they won't even go there. They won't study it. They won't preach it. They won't teach it. It's because they don't have the Holy Spirit. So I'm sitting here thinking, over in all them countries, and I'm going to tell y'all do not know it, many of the countries, because what they did is they cut the woman's certain parts of her private parts so she won't have no sensation. None whatsoever. So she can get no pleasure. Just be used like a dog. You see, he is the only one supposed to get pleasure. You see how thick it is? That's just not over in other countries. That's here in the United States, even amongst the Hebrew Israelites. Their mind's so sickened, so tainted with rotten dirt and darkness. You see, it's them too. All of them line up together because what? They're men. So what happened? They over there in the other countries cutting off and clipping the little girls' private area so they would never have any type of pleasure. So therefore, they don't have to worry about traveling or doing anything, the women wanting to do anything. So because they clip them. You have to wonder with me. I'm going back to it, Father. I'm coming all the way to your altar tonight, Father. I'm going all the way to your altar. I might be on your lap. I'm coming on in tonight, Father, because I like to understand. It ain't going to be, Deborah, you ain't going to get no understanding out of it. Deborah, you ain't going to get it. Who in the rats behind told you to go up in a woman's private, young girls, and clip what God gave them? What I tell y'all about dogs? That's the same exact that I told y'all. Y'all probably thought I was crazy yesterday. Y'all got to know what I'm talking about from the spiritual end, knowing what the natural end is doing. I just couldn't see myself in a situation where I know others are with the animals. I couldn't see myself there. I wouldn't even want to see myself treating animals better than humans. And I would not substitute animals for humans. Something wrong. So it's like, who told you? Y'all gave her this because in the kingdom, he knew how he wanted her created. He wanted her to be created in such a special way. When he made Adam, he made Adam. But when he made her, he went somewhere off and made her and brought her to him. So who on this earth told you to go up in her private and cut her off? That's the way I was trying to tell you about the dogs. They are humanizing these animals and making human dogs and make the animals human. I had an issue with that in the last 35 years. My family knew I was crazy about animals. I left animals alone because I saw how humans were placing them into a lifestyle that I knew even as a young girl that this is not right. That's why I'm so about it. I wouldn't put an animal over a human, or I wouldn't even go nowhere near it. I wish my pet bull would even look at me like you human. You'll be a dead dog if you do. So, I was upset again today because all this stuff was coming, and I'm like, wait a minute. And why are you upset, Deborah? Because I always knew all this stuff, but now I want y'all to give me some answers. I want to know something. I want to know what's going on. Okay? Nothing on live. Did you want me to? Nothing. I mean, I have everything, but I'm live, babe. Okay. Did I make something to eat? But I'm sorry, you guys. Now listen to this. I'm gonna have to shut down my YouTube, y'all. I'm gonna have to. I can't do this. I can't do this. In me, I cannot understand the things in which I'm seeing. And then I sit back and listen to men and try to put women in a coma to where they can control them the way that they want to control them. Don't you? Hey, dude, ain't you tired? You done did everything to mess their whole life up. You done had babies by this one, and left all of them right there. Now she's going to suffer every iniquity you have in you. She's going to have to deal with it in her children. And one of them going to try to kill and hate her at that same level. Now watch this. This just really did it. So I'm like saying, something going on. This lady sitting here perming her 3-year-old baby her. Only reason why she would be doing that because she got a white husband. And she don't want her daughter's hair to look like hers. So she wanted to bring it as straight so it can the baby can kind of blend in with the husband. Straight hair, light skin. And I took one look at her and I said, why wouldn't somebody go off on her big time? Nobody. Everybody, oh, that's so cute. I'm like, is this stuff really going on? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Watch this here. I've seen several videos where there's African women that has relationship with Korean men. And those African women had some real sick issues. I mean, like for real, it's for real. Who tells you? Here you are. This one African married this German. I think he couldn't have been German. He must be Sweetland, somewhere over there. Married this old white man. And she just had a baby by him. She has the audacity to ask the people, tell the people, after 5 days, this is a little boy. I have to shave all his hair off. Who in the rats behind gave these sick people the mindset that when your baby's born, cut his hair off? Or her hair off? African women get their hair shaved. Oh, why? A tradition of some man. To keep them from looking like anything. Y'all telling you that's your glory and you run. Oh, Father, y'all. Father, help me. It's gone, ain't it, Father? Deborah, I told you it was gone. You didn't believe me. Yes, I did. I always believed you, Most High, y'all. I told you it was finished. It's gone. What? That's why I know over in Africa, those people are not any kin to me. I'm kin to myself. I'm kin to the Most High Yah. Let's cut all that off. I'm some kin to the Most High Yah. Because these sick minds are just off the chain. She got so many people telling her, you do not cut your baby's hair off. Talking about, I did it to my daughter, her daughter Tia, I think Tia, whatever her name, and she's like 15 years old. When she was born, that's what we do. And I did her to cut all her hairs off. And it when I cut all her hairs off, then her real hair came out. Why would you bother with something that a child is born with? Because the men has brought such heavy traditions to so many women. And they done raised their children up in all of this tradition of darkness. And they chewed her out so bad about cutting her baby head till she decided not to cut his hair. Then this one girl, she's married to a guy in Korea. And I seen her mother, his mother, the Korean mother, shaving her son hair off. And I was like, but the baby ain't nothing but a week old. What are they doing? The baby was in Africa and a Korean. See, women have been so stuck under the tradition of these sick-minded men to where this world is ran by the ways of man. All you have to do is take on spirit and truth and let the Ruach teach you. He'll show you where darkness started and where it's resting right today, and how all of it went up against the purpose of it. If I come into the world and I got hair on my head, what man tells you to shave your baby's head off? Because they didn't want the women in Africa to have no type of look about themselves. And when they see the women, this is Sister Deborah, I'm just getting ready to just blow the cap off the bottom. And when women, when they cut their hair, it takes their glory away. So they can just have them the way that they want. Now watch this here. This is what it's saying to me. It's saying it to me truth, because it's the Ruach saying it to me. He said, Deborah, not only that, it shows them that they're in power. Because that was their tradition, men, that the African women shave their hair bald. When they see a bald-headed woman, it shows them that they are in power. Because that's their tradition, the tradition of men. Same thing about over in Iran and different places over there. They going up and cutting these babies, these little girls' private area, so that they would never have any type of feeling towards sexual. Why are you taking what y'all put in them? Same way I said about a dog. Y'all didn't create no dog. He said a blood licker and a flesh eater. You ain't got no business running behind no dog picking up what he mess out. Pretty soon they're going to be asking you to catch his urine. Because that's how bad it's gotten. I see this one girl on YouTube with her sick tail putting on a diaper on her pit bull. And you should see all that stuff she's putting on him. See? A lot of times you probably saw Sister Deborah was a little rough yesterday. Sister Deborah run anything in the wall. Anytime we take out of order the way y'all created things, I sure will run it up and run it down. Because these are all the sort of things, you guys, that women had gone through and went through just to let men have their way. So, pull up who? James Brown. He said, this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. No one will really understand what he's saying. Because if this is, and it is, a man's world, we women, give it to them. They done messed the whole thing up anyway. How about that? How about that? They done messed the whole world up. How about that? That's what we need to be standing on top of the mountain with. They done messed the whole world up. It ain't us, it's them. So I can grip it. Let me grip this right. Let me leave this here with you. Y'all heard me talk about this here so many times. I'm gonna sum this message up with it. Let me get to my favorite verse. And I need to find the other verse. I'm gonna find other verses that matches because it's several of them in here. Isaiah 3:25. Thy men, women, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. It's on. See, a lot of people thinking they done got away with any and everything because they, like James Brown said, this is a man's world. And they really think that this is their world and this is the way they cause it to go. Now, I want to tell you this. If you had to look and y'all gave you an eye, just one eye, to see into the power that bees that's ruling the four corners of the earth, I can guarantee you subject to not even find a woman. You subject to not even find a woman, even though it can be led by men and women supporting it. So it makes them no different. You get it? It makes them no different. A lot of people people don't grip it. Men don't even grip the fact. Well, we didn't flip everything onto her. And all this time it's been us making the world the way that it is. And I say unto each and every last one out there, if you have a man, a husband, a fiance in your life, okay? I don't care how many years. If they have something for you being the weaker link and you being just as important as he is, you better hold on to it. Because these women today, they running out here getting anything they can get. And they being found dead. You don't know what you playing with out here. These are people who don't have no respect for the Creator himself. So if they don't have no respect for the Creator himself, what makes you think they got respect for you? Or they going to? They're not. It's just that bad, y'all. It is what it is. And it ain't going to change. This is how it's going to go down. This is how it's going to go down. Right now, the elites feeling very excited because everything going their way. Everything going their way. They got everybody against each other. They got everybody where they wanted them to be. All they have to do is push the button. See, let's push the button. They can push the button on a bio. They can push a button on a vaccine. They can push a button on the banks. They can push any button they choose. And ain't nothing anybody in this country can do. Because nobody ever went toward righteous. Nobody taught, preached, teach, or stood on the mountaintop regarding righteous. And I thank the Most High. I am so grateful that the Father have me where he has me. Because the more and more I get embedded into it, the more and more he tells me, it need be, it's finished, baby. It's over. It's not going to change. I don't care. Like I was giving y'all, I gave y'all, this is what the topic was about, this man here. And it's a treat. It's a good treat for a half an hour tonight just to listen to it. And that's what this topic was about. Several of you all missed it, but it was about this man speaking, talking on this message. And it's going back to, like I said at the beginning, I got more than 80 videos regarding this topic, just about similar topics that he's speaking on here. And it just feels good to hear in such a midnight hour. See, I'm looking at the midnight hour we're in to get somebody to be able to stand on. He went above me on this one, y'all. He really did. I'm gonna go and give him to him. He went above me, and I loved every bit of it. I loved every bit of it. And I made sure y'all wouldn't even believe I went through everything he said. And if it moved too fast, I'll bag that thing up and say, so you know that too, huh? It's just amazing. I heard everything he said, and everything he said was 100. One thing I realized in this day and time, it's going to be hard. it's going to be hard to be on this platform and give such light, such spirit and truth, such food for the spirit, such food for the backpack. Because it's a spiritual feeling of distance. It's just not there. And it might not have been that it was what I was feeling on the last page, but I think that it's not so much as the page, it's the people I'm dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So I believe that something is really strange going on. There's a distance in the understanding and the getting. And to me, I'm not talking about nothing natural. See, everybody want to load everything up into the natural realm where they can dissect it and then throw in the feelings and throw in the emotions and personal opinion and a me, and a mine. No, back down on all that trash. That don't mean nothing to this sister. I come from the spiritual realm, and that's the spiritual realm I'm going to speak on. I'm going to live on. I'm going to talk on. I'm going to hear on, and I'm going to see on. And I'm going to continue to hear what God said the Most High to me. And if he gives it to me, I'm going to try to put it out. If it don't, it's not going, it's just, but what I will suggest that each and every one of you all, if you have the time in your living to find out who you are and get on this devil platform and start you a page and telling spirit and truth, giving people. And if the Ruach is in you, why not? If the Ruach is in you, why not? And start you a page. Because one thing I am very grateful for is that narrow gate. Y'all showing me that's the way, Deborah. So don't look for nothing no more than the narrow gate. In anything and everywhere you go and everything you do, look for the narrow. And my kids would tell you, my mother always says that. Because y'all always told me that's where the way is. That's the way it is. You go you driving down the highway and you got a long line in your left and a long line in your right. And here is the center lane, a short lane. Stay in that lane. Don't try to skip over. Because everybody over knows lane. Stay in that narrow lane, that lane that ain't got nobody in it. Same thing when you go into the store. Same thing. Everything I do, I look for the narrow. And with that being said, I think it's something in me that's so rooted to always measure things. Don't look for the multitude, Deborah. Don't go in the direction to the multitude. Stay where the narrow is. So anything I do, and when I do things, it's just how would I say it? A quicken that reminds me, don't forget the narrow gate, Deborah. Don't forget the narrow. Because you running up in here in the broad and trying to hang with the broad, you be all over the place. You don't tell them where you be. All right. Anybody in the live chat have any questions? We got a few minutes for questions. If you have anyone have a question or two, we have a few minutes. Could you put up the page? Okay, sure I can. And you would definitely enjoy it. It's only about a half an hour, probably a half an hour or 32 minutes. It's only a half an hour or 32 minutes, but it goes real quick. But the thing about it, can you see it? Okay. And it is a to me, I think it's a treat. It is a treat. Maybe because I've talked on it so many times. Now that's the type of treat that you and I now let me show you the difference between that guy and me. This guy, I think they say he's a millionaire. He's been doing this here, and he had a lot of people coming after him so many times. That's what I read, but I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I read. But I say this for that message that he brought out, the first thing the Ruach told me is he did not always have that, Deborah. That was just been given to him. So me, myself, I think about how long I've had what he's talking about. I've had it enough, but he clammed on top. That means he said more than I have ever said about it. But I loved it. I really enjoyed it because once I listened to it, all of a sudden I got sad. I got sad in my spirit because I realized it was like Solomon said, all of it vain and vexed. You can stand on anybody's mountain. You can be the richest anybody. You can have all the everything. And every word that come out of your mouth can be like unto people worthless. So I guess we that are the seed of the spirit, we have to keep in mind, like the Ruach keep reminding me, which it does. The Ruach remind me all the time, Deborah, this thing need be. That means it has to go this way that I'm seeing it to go. This is the way the kingdom has orchestrated it to go that way. And that is not a shocking thing to me, but that it is the reality way of reality, meaning the way of Yah in reality. You see, and we sit and we think that, okay, well, no, that's, it's over, y'all. That's all I can say. It is so over. But no more questions, but no, not after him to kill him, but they were against him. They were after him. They said he was a false prophet because I think they said he was a millionaire, or he made a lot of money telling people this and this and this and this and this. But another thing, like I said, when I'm shocked at what gets me all the time, I'll be looking over here, I'll be saying, okay, now, Father, you giving the Gentiles, you giving the Europeans, you giving the Africans, you giving all these people the truth of something, of your of the reality of your art. But what about Israel and Judah? Why is it they don't know nothing? To me, it's just confusing. It's just confusing to me. It's not confusing. Let me stop, Deborah. Stop saying you confused. You're not confused, Deborah. Stop saying you're confused. No, I'm not confused. I know fully of what's going on. Judah and Israel ain't gonna receive anything because this is how they were from the beginning. This is how they're gonna be all the way to the end. That's why the end is gonna work in them. That's the only reason why it's gonna work in them, because they're gonna be, so ugly all this time, and then when they get up to Mount Zion, he's gonna make them. He's gonna clean them up, and that's when the world gonna really see who Israel and Judah really is to the Creator. But until then, they're not going to see it. That's why I said people are all around trying to make people talk about. You get so sick of them trying to say, "Oh, this white man that said that they know that we are the people," or these white women said we are the people. Aren't you tired of seeing that? Aren't you tired of seeing stuff like that? You should be tired of saying that. Because just because they say that you are the people, what difference does it make? They ain't gonna treat you like you are people. So shut up. Who cares that they know that who you are? You don't know who you are. So who cares about who know who you are when you don't know who you are? But they just so, and people follow that trash. I got a message and said to me this morning over on the other page. He said, I was listening to Celestial, I think he said, and she said that that Kamala, that's her name, that's running for president, is going to win the presidential, and Obama is going to take the office. When I already told y'all, Obama is, I think he the beast. But if he's not the beast, he has to be the beast. Or he's the false prophet or the Antichrist. He's one or the other, but I think he's the beast. But because too many of the world bow down to him. Too many of it. Too much. Nobody touches. Nobody. He can go in Iran. He can go anywhere he wanna, and they act like he's somebody. That's not normal. So he said yes, and she said Kamala, whatever that lady, she's gonna win, and that Obama is gonna take the office or something like that. He said on my comment, and that's on my old page. He did. Was it this morning? I think it was. And I say, Nia, I say, first and foremost, the truth of the whole matter. Yah is not sending nobody on the earth to be caught up in politics, first and foremost. The Most High Yah gives a rat's behind who's going to be the next president. He is not sending nobody to say who's the president and who's the next president, because he rules everything. First and foremost, neither nor is any different. They on the same team. So if Donald Trump, Kamala, or whoever, whatever her name is, get into office, who cares? It ain't gonna do no good for nobody. It's gonna bring more darkness, no matter which one get in. They work for the same power that beats. And instead of getting information from Yah about who's gonna be president, I'm speaking of this so-called prophetess. Why ain't you telling nobody about the light? Why ain't you telling nobody about spirit and truth? Why ain't you telling nobody about the goodness of the Most High Yah, or how excellent it is? Why ain't you telling us nothing about he that's on the throne? Why ain't you telling us about the light? Why ain't you showing the way to the narrow gate? He ain't give you none of that, did he? I forgot. He wants you to go straight into darkness and tell them they dark. Do that make sense, y'all? Why would y'all call me down here to be a prophetess to tell y'all that P. Daddy is going to jail? Why would a creator send his anointed, appointed light down here to explain all the darkness and where the darkness is going? Let me tell you where I nailed it. The main thing is this. I nailed it. I say, furthermore, what I don't understand, which a lot of y'all don't understand about Celestial, she's never telling you about all those pastors been on TV and all these European leaders in the pastor and in the Christian churches all over. You don't hear her talk to nobody direct Joel Osteen like she does every black person that she says Yah told her to tell them. It's messed up from the floor. She got death on them. She's got death on all these people. She called death on people. Y'all saying you're going to die. But wait a minute, sis. I ain't going to call you even sis. Wait a minute. Hold up. You mean y'all going to take this time to judge us through you in a way that we're doomed? What about all these people in the world and what they doing? Oh, come on now. What about all these heathens and these Gentiles and all these Europeans? Then killed to get what they have. Destroyed. But he gonna send you down to tell us? Come on now. Just think, y'all, that don't make sense. There are agents connected to the power that be's. And I noticed, don't nobody ever tag in on that she's only bringing death and darkness or judgment on black people. That's it. You don't hear her telling Joyce Meyer. You don't hear her telling Joel Osteen. You don't hear her telling nobody but black people. Wake up, people. That's your own. So you have to know witchcraft and sorcery when you see it. Some people play with the cards. One thing y'all do not understand, the gifts came before repentance. There are some people who can play in darkness, and the darkness will play in them. You know how? It'll give them information in the spirit. And they'll take that information and put it around nationwide YouTube and every platform there is. And everybody be looking at them as the light when they got their information from the darkness. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. I see that, and I see them also chasing after each other to bring each other down based on who got more numbers and subscribers and likes. I give all glory and honor to the Most High Yah, who has me running my journey in the direction to the narrow gate. Because I wouldn't want it no other way but the way that he has assigned me. Because this game that everybody's playing is sickening. Nobody ever questioned that young lady. Why is it y'all giving you all these visions and dreams all these years and all these visions and dreams only attacking your own nation? If you are of that nation, she might not be. So I'm just saying, I noticed that. Every time somebody say, she said this, she said, it's always got to do with a black person. What makes you think y'all son you down here to tell people who've been in captivity for 400 years that he's going to kill them? They're going to die because they didn't do this, they didn't do this, they didn't do this. I'm going to bring you to dust, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Woo-wee. But then all the heathens and Gentiles, Europeans, she don't touch them, y'all. She don't touch them those Jews over there. She don't touch nobody. When she come in and say something about them, she come in, swoop, swoop, just to bring it back. She don't stay on it like she stays on and be on this devil platform, bringing down only the ones she can afford to bring down. People, one thing I like about it all is y'all let those things come and be for those who's looking for trash like that. They want food for their flesh. Hey, go on to her page. You want food for your flesh. You want to be energized. You want dirt. You want darkness. You want stuff to keep you going and motivated and being all in the mix. Go. Y'all put them people, not put them, but he orchestrated them to be there. When there was darkness, he put light, so it can be what? Two. When there was up, he put down, so there can be what? Two. When there was cold, he put hot, so it can be what? Two. When they put a tree of life, he put the tree of death, so it can be two. Shalom and shalom. Appreciate each and every last one of you in the live chat, and I will be back. At least I think I will. Shalom and shalom.